It's time for positive actions. Hola, es hora de acción positiva.
Mrs. Hot and
Miss Sheima,
we welcome you to our Positive Action weekly lesson.
la señora Hot y Sheima, os damos la bienvenida a las clases semanales de Positive Action.
Thank you all for joining us from your home, school, or community for today's kindergarten Positive Action lesson.
Tanto si estáis en casa como en la escuela, gracias. Gracias por acompañarnos en los vídeos de acción positiva para parvulitos.
Let's get started!
¡Empecemos!
¡Empecemos!
Woohoo! It's time for positive actions. Hola, es hora de acción positiva. Hello, Super Scholars. Hello, Mrs. Hot.
Hi, Miss Sheima. Hi, Super Scholars in kindergarten, first and second grade.
Hello, you all. We welcome you to the weekly virtual lesson from your home, school, and your community. The Morgan County Partnership is so happy that you are joining us. Before we're going to start with the word of the week and the PBN news, let's remember what we did last week in positive action. Do you remember which word we learned last week in positive action? Mrs. Hall, do you remember?
I'm thinking. Yes, Miss Sheima. Our positive value last week, we talked about imagination. Imagination, right? Imagination. Did I say it right, Sheima? Right, Sheima?
Perfect. Imaginación. Good job, Mrs. Hot. Yes. So this week we are going to do something really fun. So we're going to start with our PBN news. We're going to see the word for this week in English and in Spanish. And what is the meaning of this word? Then we're going to watch a video that it's about a girl. What is her name, Mrs. Hot? Do you remember?
I do. She is so unique and she has such beautiful wisdom, and I really look up to her, Miss Sheima. You know what? She's a really good example for me, and I hope she's an example for you too. Her name is Geneva London, and guess how old she is?
How old is she?
She's 8 years old. 8 years old. And did you hear what I said? I look up to her. She's a role model. Role models can be 8-year-olds, right?
It's pretty cool. And then we're going to do a positive action activity. And after this, we're going to say bye-bye for next week. So let's get started, Super Scholars. The positive action word for this week is... Mrs. Hot, positive action word for this week is... Role model. Yeah, role model. And what is the meaning of role model, Mrs. Hot?
Sheima! Miss Sheima! Hi, Miss Sheima! Hey! I just heard Mrs. Hot say a new word. She said role model? I don't know what that is. Can you help me?
Sure. Mrs. Hot can help you too. Role model means somebody that hit the actions, their attitude, and their thoughts. They are a good example for others. Mrs. Hot, can you help Perry?
I sure can, Miss Sheima. Perry, did that help? I think so. So, a role model is someone who has positive thoughts and actions, and they're a good example. But wait, Miss Sheima. Hey Sheima. Perry has a question.
Perry.
Miss Sheima, who's a role model? Can you help me?
A role model can be anyone that it's around you, that it's positive. Like for me, a role model is Mrs. Hot. Why? Because she's so helpful, she's so caring with others, she has always a positive attitude, she's a hard worker. So that's all examples that I see in her, and she inspired me to do better too.
Aw, Mrs. Hot, did you hear that? Oh, wow, I sure did, Perry. Yes, and being an example for other people, to be a role model, that's something that we all can do, right? And guess what, Perry?
What, Mrs. Hot?
You know what? You don't have to be 55 years old or famous, okay?
What? Really?
No, you can be a role model too, Perry.
I can? How can I be a role model? Oh, I'm too young. I can't. No, Mrs. Hot, I'm too young. That just doesn't work. Miss Sheima, did you? Did you hear what she said? She can't be a role model.
Wait, no, Perry. You can be a role model. Miss Sheima can be a role model. And boys and girls, super scholars, you can be a role model too. How you choose to behave, okay? And the actions, what people see, you're an example for others. They're going to look at what you do, and you model positive virtues and values. That's being a role model.
Oh, okay, so if I'm kind to others, that's being a good role model because others will know I'm a kind person and they'll be kind too.
Exactly. Good job, Perry. Yeah, see?
Okay, well, Miss Sheima, what do you think of that?
Sorry, I saw.
Perry, you got it. Good job.
All right, I'm gonna go be a role model now. Bye.
Bye, Perry. Thank you so much for joining us, Perry. That was so much fun. So let's watch this video. What is her name, Mrs. Hot? I don't remember. Elijah London.
Oh, Geneva. She is so cool. I love her red vest. She's amazing. Wait till y'all see her. Geneva London. She's 8 years old.
So let's watch this, what she's going to tell us about the word of this week, role model.
Hey, it's me, Geneva London, and it's Mindset Monday, MM. And today, we're going to be talking about role models. Not models made out of role. Role models as in people who inspire you, if you got confused. To be a role model, it means that you make an example. Could be a good example or a bad example. Mostly role models are good examples. Because who would make a role model if they were bad examples? But either way, you can be a role model whether you set a good example or a bad example, which is true. The good side is that you can inspire the world, like me. Well, not really like me, but like example. I inspire the world. And you can do many things with it. It's like a talent. And you could never throw it away. If you become a role model, then your legacy will live on and on and on and on, like for more than a gazillion years. To be a role model, it means that you have an example on them. It could be good or bad. I prefer being a good role model. Let's start off with the good side. To be a good role model means you're inspiring the world. For example, me. Or using your talents to spread the word. Or spread something that you think is true and that you think will inspire a lot of people and make a big impact. That's the good side. That's the sunny side. But where it goes, storms keep on coming and going, is when you set a bad example. Like telling people to commit crimes and to do stuff that they're not supposed to do. That's two different types of role models. But I think the best recommended role model, go to www.rolemodels.com to get a free role model. Pick a good one. That's the best one there. When I'm looking for a role model, I'm not looking for the looks, their smiles, their expressions. I'm not looking for their muscles. What I'm looking for is how they spread their kindness, how they be joyful, if they're not so glum, and if they're always energetic. They don't have to be energetic. But if sometimes they can control themselves, and they know to do the right things, and they seem so happy about it, but not sarcastic. And they seem amazing and fun to work with. Anybody can be a role model, tell me. Not just celebrities, even though some celebrities are role models. Well, as in some, I mean a lot. And a lot of people like us, who sometimes think they're just normal people, can be like having a big impact on other people, even when they don't know it, even when they don't suspect it. Becoming a role model just means you need to take the time into what you've learned. Take the time into what you've learned and practice what you've learned. And then teach that to the whole world so that everybody can know who you are and what you're made of. And don't let anyone stop you. You can be a role model if you're a child, like I am, but not really like me, but like yourselves. By like being yourself, showing what you do, showing what you know, and speaking that out to the whole world. And a lot of people will get inspired. A lot of people will get inspired. Same with if you're an adult role model, or if you are a baby role model, which there are some baby role models, because some babies can speak. And what if someone younger than you inspires you? What if someone wise beyond your years inspires you? Who knows? It's just, what do they inspire you to do? Remember, everyone's a role model. Even children. And you are too. But it's just what you pick. If you pick to be a good role model, or the bad side, being a bad role model, it's your choice. Let the force be with you. Ba 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 ba, or ba 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 ba, or ba ba ba. Remember, you're your own role model. Your actions impact on yourself as they do on others. So, if you have a bad attitude, you'll have bad actions. If you have a good attitude, you'll have good actions. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you're inspired. And I'll see you later.
Wow, that video was awesome, and love all the positive value words that she was saying about how to be a role model. And sometimes she said being a positive role model, and sometimes a negative or a bad role model. Can you think in somebody that it's a positive role model for you, Super Scholars? Let's take a minute. Who is somebody that it's their actions, it's positive, and they're a good example for others? Let's think. Mrs. Hutt, who is your role model?
I can't wait to say this, Miss Sheima. Okay, you know what? Super Scholars, are you ready? Miss Sheima is my role model. I just met Miss Sheima a few years ago, but she is so creative and she is so brave, and she has done, I mean, she's young and she's done some beautiful things. She came to a whole new country and she gives her love and compassion and she cares for others, and I really admire and respect the way her values are and how much she cares about our community. And she came here and it's just like she's been here forever, okay? And I feel like knowing Miss Sheima has helped make me a better person, because her example is something that I try to follow too. It's true, Miss Sheima. I want to give you a big virtual hug. Oh. But she's a beautiful role model. Yeah, and you guys can follow her example. And you just know you have trust, and you know that she tells the truth, and her caring is genuine and from the heart. Okay, and those are qualities we need these days.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Hutt. That was so beautiful. And sometimes we think in persons that they are famous. Do you have somebody that is famous that can be your role model too?
I do. And I'm reading her book right now, and her name is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and she was on the Supreme Court. She was a justice on the Supreme Court, and she's a role model because, as she was young, I really liked, she talked about reading a lot, and I loved her positive actions, but she believed in equality, and she believed in justice for everyone and truth. And she fought so hard for people like me and Sheima, for everyone to have equality. And I want to help others to know those virtues too, to treat everyone regardless of what color they are or where they come from with respect, and also that we need to fight for each other. And she was just a super amazing person. And you know what? She was also brave. Just like I said, Miss Sheima was brave. She moved here from so far away. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was so brave. She did some things that in her time when she was young, like Miss Sheima, that women didn't do. So I so much admire. I want to be her example and brave like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yes, go women.
That was cool, Mrs. Hot. Wow. So you have her as a role model. That's pretty awesome. As Geneva says, she said, a bad role models. What is that, Mrs. Hall? Can you think of somebody that it's a bad role model?
Yeah, people who lie to us, those are bad role models. You know, I don't like to be lied to. So people who don't tell the truth, people who don't care, people who maybe say things or use like language that is ugly, those are bad role models. Bullies who use they're like, if I'm bigger or stronger than you and I'm going to pick on you or hurt you, bullies are bad role models. People who intimidate others are bad role models. And those that, there are people who feel like I'm better because I have this or that or whatever. Those make me not feel positive too. So people who don't believe that we're all unique, every one of us in one.
Yes, Mrs. Hud, thank you. Wow, we were talking a lot about role models. Now it's your turn, Super Scholars. Thinking who is your role model and thinking how you can be a role model, because being a role model can change the world. Yes, Super Scholars, using your positive actions, be an example for others. Others, they are looking to you, and they are going to be, others are looking to you. So others, if they see you, they are going to be, oh, they are caring and they are kind. I can do that too. I can be caring and kind and work hard and be nice with others and with ourselves too. So Super Scholars, we're going to do this activity. For this activity, you have to go, as always, to pbn.com, and on the top here on materials, you're going to find the activity sheet. If you don't have a printer, that is fine at home. You just see it from your iPad, computer, iPhone, phone. Just see from your Chromebook, anywhere. You can see it, and then you can write the words and color it. Let's see what is your role model and how you can be a role model. Let's get ready.
Your Positive Action Activity page can be found in Materials on PositiveValuesNetwork.com. Just pull down the tab in the upper left corner. And it's okay if you can't print it. Just grab a piece of paper and follow along with Miss Sheima as we fill up a page with positive virtues to become positive role models. Here we go. First, grab some markers too, or colored pencils or crayons. Take a look at all the wonderful words Mrs. Hott spoke of earlier. Select some words that you have that are positive virtues and color them green. Then color blue the positive values you see in someone else in your home, school, or community. After that, color yellow the positive virtues you see in someone you have heard about. Like Mrs. Hott heard about Judge Ginsburg, she's truthful and just, and she's fair and inclusive to all women and people of color. Then color orange the positive virtues you want to have as you grow older. And take a look at the positive virtues that you can't find and that are needed. Color them purple. Beautiful. When you filled up your virtues with color, share your positive action activity with your family. And if you want, you can send it to Mrs. Hot and Miss Sheima with a picture to ahotfamily@gmail.com. Now keep this positive action activity so you can use it to share your positive virtues today and for the future and become a positive role model too. Good job!
Wow, good job, super scholars. Look at all these value words, positive words. Good job. So now let's get ready for So now let's get ready to learn the positive action word for this week in Spanish. So the positive action word for this week is role model. That means somebody with their actions and attitude, they're positive.
And whose behavior and actions are an example for us to follow.
Yes,
That's a role model.
that's a role model. Thank you, Mrs. Hot. So role model in Spanish is, it's kind of most like English because it has the two words too. So role model English and Spanish is modelo a seguir. Let's say it together. Modelo a seguir.
Modelo a seguir.
Good job, Mrs. Hot. Good job, super scholars.
I love it. My brain feels intellectually well when I learn a new word in a new language. Modelo a seguir.
Good job. Thank you so much. Well, super scholars, it's time to close. We're going to see you next week with a new positive value word for the week. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, you are a role model too.
You, Sheima.
Yes, Mrs. Hot.
Hey, Miss Sheima, before we go, I'm curious. Can you tell us super scholars, what about your role model? Is there someone that their example is positive for you?
Yeah, like we were saying, you are my role model too, but sometimes we think role model it's somebody that older than us. But not always.
Are you already old?
No, listen. I mean, like, we always think somebody older than us. You're so funny. Come on, Mrs. Hot.
It's okay. I'm old. I'm very old.
I'm not saying you're old, like you're older than me, like maybe 1 year or 2 year older maybe. So we think so always it's somebody bigger than us, but sometimes little kids can be a role model. I live with a 2-year-old Ithaca, and she is my role model. You know why, super scholars? Because I seen her, she's so caring, she's so kind, she's so nice with everybody. She give hugs when she sees somebody crying or sad or having a bad time. She comes and she gives a hug and she kisses and she's like, hey, what's happened? And this is so nice. When I see her doing this, I'm like, oh, I can be kind and nice too with others. So see, super scholars, you can be a role model. You can be the teacher of your parents and siblings and people that it's around you. Like Ithaca, she's my little teacher.
Oh, little teacher. How do you say that in Spanish? My little teacher.
Oh, pequeños maestros.
Pequeños maestros. That's so beautiful.
Little teachers. That's sort of what a role model is, right? A little teacher.
Yes.
And you know what I was thinking, Sheima, when you were talking about her? That's compassion. What Ithaca is showing compassion. At 2 years old, a 2-year-old can show compassion.
Yes,
That's beautiful. The world needs compassion.
definitely. Thank you so much, Mrs. Hutt, for your question. And thank you so much, super scholars, for joining us. So we'll see you next week. And remember, you are unique, you are important, and you are wonderfully made.
This is the phrase.
See you next week. Bye.
We are so glad you joined us today from your home, your school, and our community.
Estamos muy felices porque nos habéis acompañado desde vuestra escuela, vuestra casa o vuestra comunidad.
Remember, you are unique, you are important, and you are wonderfully made.
Recordad que sois especiales, importantes y maravillosos.
This is going to be